thicker here, more densely covered with branches. With shaky hands, she tossed them to the side, digging through the leaves. Below that was a layer of soil, darker than what was natural around the forest. Her adrenaline spiked. Someone had intentionally concealed this spot, and the more debris she moved, the louder the cry sounded. "It's okay. I found you," she whispered, looking around to make sure they were still alone. Below the last of the dirt, a rusty, two-hinged door, locked by heavy chain link, was fixed to the ground with iron spikes and a poured cement foundation. She gripped the chains and yanked, but the door was solidly stuck in its place. Shit. She had jumped into action without thinking, and she should have called the police from the start. Fumbling for her phone, she pulled it from her pocket. With trembling fingers, she dialed 911. Come on, she whispered as the phone rang and rang. Then the call dropped. She stopped the scream of frustration that nearly burst through her lips. Someone had freaking buried another person beneath the ground. They could come back at any moment, and she sure as hell wasn't going to try to keep dialing while she and the person below were sitting ducks. She glanced around, looking for something, anything, to break the chains or help levy out the spikes. A large rock caught her eye, and she jumped up to retrieve it. "Oh God, please don't leave!" The wailing started again, leading her back to the metal doors. Shh, she hushed between her teeth. "I'm here, and we'll leave together. The door is chained. I need to break it. It's going to be loud." Without waiting for a response, she lifted the rock over her head and smashed it down. The resilient chains merely rattled. She brought the rock down again and again until her arms burned. She forged on with renewed hope when one of the links started to separate. One last smash, and the link popped. She hoped the person who did this was far, far away, because every person within a 5-mile radius probably heard that. Working fast, she threaded the broken chain through the metal handles and yanked the door. It screeched open. The smell hit her first. Urine and something else she didn't want to spend much time thinking of. The hole was at least 6 feet deep, and below was a young girl, maybe 12 years old. Her heart lurched. The poor thing. Instincts overriding her fear, she lay on her stomach to get closer. The girl's wrists were tightly bound. Dried blood speckled up her arms. "He'll come back." Her eyes were wide with terror. "It's not safe." "Then let's get the hell out of here." She pushed up on her hands and knees and dropped her legs into the hole. "I'm coming down. I'll boost you out first. Do you think you can walk?" I can try. Can crawl if I have to. I just want out." Her voice was hoarse, igniting the question of how long she'd been kept here. How long she had to sit alone in the dark screaming for help. Sasha landed with a thud, and pain lodged in the back of her throat. The kid was in rough shape. The tightrope had cut off her circulation, and her hands were swollen and purplish blue that made her stomach roll. If she took the binds off now, the pain would be excruciating, and the girl might lose more blood. She looked gaunt and gray, but the large brown eyes triggered her brain. Melissa Fletcher? The teenager had dominated headlines on every news station for the past 3 weeks. She was the daughter of one of Massachusetts' wealthiest business families. The heiress of Haven Security Corporation had been snatched from her second-floor bedroom. The girl's head bobbed up and down a few times. "Okay, Melissa. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pick you up, scoot you up on the edge. Once I'm out, we'll get you back to my house and call the police. I'm not going to hurt you, and I'm not going to let anyone else hurt you either, okay?" The small nod was all she needed to spring into action. She cradled the kid, carefully gripping her thin knees with one hand and pushing the other against her bony back. The exertion was no more taxing than lifting a heavy travel bag over her head. "You're on the edge, so I'm going to let go and crawl up, okay?" She landed with an oomph. "Please, I'm scared." Melissa let out a long groan. "I can't see. It's too bright." "Give yourself a second to adjust to the light." The last thing she wanted was for Melissa to have a panic attack and draw attention of whoever put her here. With one foot firmly planted on the wall behind her for leverage, she jumped and wiggled herself over the edge. In the light, the teen looked so frail and broken. She wanted to wrap her arms around her, but the clock was ticking. Her abductor could be back at any moment. "I'll help you get to your feet. If you can't, I'll carry you back." At a hair over 5 feet tall and 100 pounds, she was pretty concerned about